Thomas Van Antwerp. Remember Wild December. Remember Wild December, Thomas Van Antwerp.
Remember, while December brings only Christmas Day, through the year let there be Christmas in all you do or say. I discovered this little Christmas poem this last December, and I know there's a grain of truth in it. I know I've experienced a little bit of what it alludes to. 4 months ago, I was in the Winn-Dixie store. I had just paid for my purchase, and I saw him. Ron the nurse. Ron the nurse is the one who took care of my sister Deb in the hospital 3 years ago. I want to say something to him. I gotta say something. You see, 3 years ago, my sister Deb had flown down here from Iowa to visit me for the first time since I had moved to Florida. Now, my sister Deb and I, we went back a long ways, all the way back to the day of my birth. She was 8 years old at the time, and she was thrilled to have a little baby brother, and I have the pictures that prove it. I remember when I was 4 years old, we would lay on the living room floor coloring together. There was the color book. She was there. I was here. Oh, she could color. Pretty colors. She stayed in the lines. She could make those nifty little polka dots with her crayons. Me, I couldn't stay in the lines. It was so frustrating. Why can't I color like Deb does? And Deb would say, well, Tommy, you're only 4 years old. You'll get better. Deb always had an encouraging word. Fast forward 2 years, and I'm 6 years old. And we are decorating the Christmas tree that our father just brought home. We have the decorations. We have the beautiful silver tinsel. Deb could hang that tinsel so beautifully. Her tinsel looked like this. My tinsel looked like this. It was so frustrating. Why can't I hang tinsel like Deb? And Deb would say, well, Tommy, you're only 6 years old. Hanging tinsel takes practice. You'll get better. That was Deb. Always an encouraging word. Well, fast forward several years now, and Deb is graduating from high school. I still remember her marching proudly in that graduation procession. She was wearing those long, beautiful tassels around her neck. She graduated in the top 3 of her class. She graduated with honors. Me? I got a C in 4th grade arithmetic that year because of those dang multiplication tables. It was so frustrating. Why can't I be smart like Deb? And Deb would say to me, Tommy, multiplication tables aren't exactly easy. It takes practice, but you'll get better. That was Deb. Always an encouraging word. So this is a sister who was about to come down to Florida to visit me. We made all the arrangements over the phone. I hung up the phone, and I immediately went to the next room, and I gathered all my crayons and coloring books, and I put them away. I picked Deb up at the airport on the appointed day. I took her out for a nice steak dinner. And for the next 7 days, we had a very nice visit. We saw the sights of Tampa Bay. We went out to dinner. We even went to a Toastmasters meeting on Monday night. Then, Thursday evening, we were down to the pool enjoying the water. Deb climbed out of the water and she went and sat at a chair on the edge of the deck. And she became strangely still. I rushed out of the water. I went over to a chair. Deb, what's wrong? Deb, what's the matter? I can't breathe. I called 911. The ambulance was there in minutes. They rushed her to the hospital, put her in intensive care. I followed in my car. For the next several days, I went to the hospital every day. But somehow, I knew Deb wasn't going to make it. She passed away 5 days later as a result of a massive heart attack. She was 67. Deb was gone. But during those 5 days in the hospital, this nurse, Ron the nurse, took such good care of her. He was so attentive, and he treated me with the utmost sympathy, kindness, and understanding. He kept me informed about her physical condition. I'll never forget it. So in that grocery line at Winn-Dixie, I went back there to the end, and I said, "Excuse me, sir, you don't know me. But 3 years ago, you took care of my sister Deb in the hospital until she passed away. And I just want to thank you." Ron the nurse turned to me and said, "Sir, you don't know what that means to hear you say that. Thank you. I don't hear that a lot." So I left that Winn-Dixie store, and out on the sidewalk I said, "Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I'm glad I said something." There was a little bit of Christmas in that Winn-Dixie store that day. And there was a little bit of Christmas in that intensive care unit 3 years previous. And maybe that's because during her short life on earth, Deb put a little bit of Christmas in all she said and did towards everyone who crossed her path in life. Remember, while December brings only Christmas Day, in the year let there be Christmas in all you do or say. Madam Toast.